Warriors, rise! XRP was all planned out. It is in control of Washington. I'm going to break that down today. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, and crypto coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, eventually will become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now we are 10 days away, Warriors. 10 days away. Is that right? The date? About 10 days away from January 3rd to launch our Warrior Challenge. Click the link down below to join our private Warrior Academy. Join us all as we start to get our shit together in the Warrior Challenge. 120-day challenge, subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, nutrition, workout, and the best crypto academy in the world. Click the link down below. We launch in about 12 to 10 days. So let's jump right into this, Warriors. You guys know I'm an XRP juggernaut. Now, what I mean by that is my understanding of the banking system. Now, I've said from the beginning that XRP is planned out. Now, I want to take a moment and talk about this. So there's been a lot of people say, well, why would you get involved with something like that is a banker's coin or is dominated by the elites, right? I want you to think about this for just a moment, Warriors. This is nothing new under the sun. Our whole monetary system is shifting. So if you're able to invest in something that could allow you to amass a large amount of wealth, not financial advice, and bring the money back to the people and take the tool and build schools and build warrior academies, help people open their mind and awareness to Christ consciousness, would you do that? If you could bring the money back to your church or your family or your community, and you could bring the money back to your family for generation after generation and provide that safety and security for your family, because unfortunately, we live in a monetary system. So Warriors, think about it. You can make things about Bitcoin. You could say something about Ethereum. You can say everything is nefarious. You can take every single thing and say it's nefarious. It's not the thing. It's the person using the thing, right? So the banking system is shifting, Warriors. You operate in a banking system right now. Most people saying that to me have a bank account. They use a credit card. They use a debit card. Well, if you're going to say that to me, then I want you to think about it. You are in a banking system where they just print money. And if you did that, you would be in jail. So I'd say that back to you. It's all perspective. Why are you banking in a system that's fraudulent? Why are you backing the elites that control the money, that control the information, control the people? So it's about letting go of all attachment to what is, what we think is, and grabbing onto what we can control, is being involved in the biggest shift in our financial system. I just wanted to bring that up, Warriors, because you could go back and forth. You could say, everything is nefarious. It's the user of the tool, not the tool. I plan to become very wealthy to bring the money back to the people. Whatever you want to say. I said, someone in the comments said, oh, he's like Robin Hood or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I am becoming the best version of myself. I'm the greatest of all time within my paradigm, as are you. You have different fingerprint, different DNA, and this is the greatest time in human history. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. We're going to break this down, why I think XRP is going to be, Washington's involved, and is going to be the new financial system.
So I want to now bring in Bitfury Group CEO Brian Brooks. And Brian, you were at this House crypto hearing, and I read where you said that one way to regulate the industry would be by preventing people from investing in crypto because you want them to avoid the volatility and suggesting maybe only the rich should have access. And when I read that, I'm saying to myself, golly, that seems to be 100% opposite of what the crypto story is supposed to be about. Tell us why this is the way to go.
Well, Charles, it's not that it's the way to go. What I was trying to do is give an example of what the current U.S. regime is all about. So we have this rule in the United States called the accredited investor rule. It's a big exemption from securities laws. And what it does is it allows rich people with a certain threshold of assets or a certain income, to invest in IPOs, initial coin offerings, and all kinds of other things, which is where wealth is generated. So the point I was trying to make is not that we should embrace that, but that we should recognize that unless we have regulatory reform soon, the only people who will participate in Web3 are rich people.
I understand. Now, at the same hearing, Congressman Patrick McHenry of North Carolina said that technology is already in place, that this technology, this whole Web3 technology, is already regulated. Is he right, or should there be, quote unquote, some common sense rules put in there?
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is common sense is kind of in the eye of the beholder. But right now, lending is regulated, truth in advertising is regulated, securities and derivatives are regulated. So the question I always have is, how come whenever a new technology comes along in this country, we think the solution is to build a new regulatory agency? We've got plenty of agencies. The issue is understanding how this technology fits into the current framework and letting investors and builders move forward. Right. That's our problem, is we haven't done that yet.
I'm worried, and I think a lot of crypto investors are worried that next year you could see really more, Washington, D.C. go after them. I mean, we just had this infrastructure bill that was passed. There were some things in there that put a tremendous onus on just regular crypto investors. I mean, think about this. November 15th, the bill was passed. Bitcoin was around 65,000. It's been as low as 45,000. How worried are you that once the government's, the sort of camel's nose gets under the tent?
Okay, so this is really important. Think XRP case, think Ripple and SEC case.
That we could see too much regulation. Are you confident that this hearing and other hearings will maybe educate Washington and make sure that they don't destroy this industry?
Well, Charles, I couldn't ask the question better myself. I mean, I'm worried about two basic things. One of those things is that the people who talk about regulating this really mean they want to prevent it. That's a big worry. But the other thing I worry is we have these existing structures through which we conduct finance in this country. They're called banks and broker dealers. And if you were serious about regulating this asset, what you would do is you would let it into the existing system. You'd let banks use Ethereum and Solana to clear payments as opposed to using Fedwire and the automated clearinghouse, for instance. But for some mysterious reason, the same people who claim to want crypto regulation are preventing crypto from entering the regulated economy. Now, explain that to me.
Yeah. Okay, so that is critical what he just said. Okay, so the very people that want to regulate crypto are trying to prevent it from coming into the economy. Okay, think about that for just a moment. What are they trying to shut down? Bitcoin, Ethereum, all this stuff, right? Now, they said those are non-securities, right? Now they're having a battle between Ripple and the SEC for what? To make it a security, or to say it's a security, whereas to bring in regulation. Let's break this down. Okay, so Bitcoin boosters Cynthia Lumens and Pat Toomey. Bitcoin boosters and Cynthia Lumens and Pat Toomey are the only two senators invested in crypto. Okay, I want to show you this really quickly. So there's two senators that are invested in crypto. You can go to this Capital Trades. I'd highly recommend you see who's investing in this stuff. You click cryptocurrency, okay, and it will come over here, and you can see who's invested in cryptocurrency. Okay, we'll take a look at this right here. Okay, so we got crypto. So you can see Mary Newman, Barry Moore, Cardano. We got Lumens right there, Bitcoin. We got Michael Waltz, Bitcoin. Patrick Toomey, Grayscale Trust. Patrick Toomey. Felix Moore. Looks like that's it. So Mark Green, he's got Ethereum, Chainlink. We got BAT. Mark Green's got BAT. We got Mark Green's got some CeeLo, some Stellar Lumens. Dogecoin, EOS. So it looks like it's just Mark, Michael McCall, Merchant, and Toomey. And who else do we got here? We got Lumens, which is stated here. And then if you look here, look at these jerks. So Congress at the top of Capitol Hill staff have violated the Stock Acts hundreds of times, but the consequences are minimal, inconsistent, and not recorded publicly. So basically what this article is talking about, the fact that they're supposed to report this type of stuff. Okay, this is where you get this information from. Okay, you can go here. You can look at the trades that they're doing. If you go here, these are all the different trades that they're doing, recent trades from. Okay, I apologize. Let's go here really quickly. Let's look at senators, okay? So we'll go senators, then we'll go crypto, and there should only be two in here. Yep, we got Lumens and Toomey right here. So I apologize because I had it on representatives. So the two senators, Lumens and Toomey, are the only two that have reported their crypto trades. They are pro crypto. Okay. Now here's why I think that Washington is involved in XRP. Okay, I think it's all political theater. Okay, so this was the IMF presentation. Okay, so Ripple offers two software solutions: Xcurrent, Xrapid. Okay, if you look at this right here, so legacy connective sequential process created problems. Right, this is the normal process, and then this is Ripple's coordinated process enables new benefits: originating bank, beneficiary bank. Right. Okay, so the key functions is bi-directional messaging and tracking, ISO 20022 format expanded, contextual field, real-time settlements instruction capable of running 24/7, 365. Okay, so this is the Ripple network specializing in interbank payments. Okay, you got the RippleNet Advisory Board Rulebook. You have Standard Chartered, Westpac, Standard Bank, Bank of America, okay, RBC, and MUF. Okay, now let's look at the board of directors. I want you to focus on Craig Phillips and Rosie Rios. Okay, Craig Phillips. Mr. Phillips served as a counselor and the secretary of the U.S. Treasury from January 17th to June 2019 and acted in the capacity under the Secretary of Domestic Finance. So he was part of the Treasury. Rosie Rios, we know, came from the Treasury. Okay, so think about this for just a moment, Warriors. We got regulation going on, right? You have two senators that are claiming that they invest in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, right? You have Congress who isn't reporting their holdings. Okay. You got them presenting to the IMF. We know they're connected to the IMF. We know Brad Garlinghouse has been seen sitting next to them. We know he's part of the World Economic Forum. We know he's part of the Cryptocurrency Committee, right? And they are also part of the Crypto Climate Accord. You have the board of directors, Rosie Rios. You have two former Treasury officials on the board of directors for Ripple, Craig Phillips and Rosie Rios. And then you got this guy, I love that BitBoy calls him a lizard guy. But if you go here, I mean, he taught at MIT for cryptocurrency warriors. Okay. He's all about regulating cryptocurrency and bringing it underneath the framework, right? It's all a political theater. Let's just watch a little bit of his sentiment here. This is an MIT course.
You have to address, will the government accept it for taxes? Will the government say it's accepted as legal tender? And unless that happens, usually wouldn't have wide adoption, even in a country that's in distress. And again, we're not talking about central bank digital currency, but you could say the same thing about central bank digital currency. Unless it's accepted for taxes, which it probably would be, or accepted as legal tender. So I wanted to go back to private banknotes. So commercial banks have issued notes in the past. Think of this as basically a piece of paper that represents a bank deposit. The same way that we might be moving mobile money now, think of it. But most of this was done before there was a time of central banks. And in the US, it was called the free banking era.
Okay, so I just wanted you to hear that part. So the deep research study I've done, right? Before the central bank, right? Before the Federal Reserve. Now, the Federal Reserve in 1913 came in to create a stabilization for the monetary system. Think about that. Do your research on who the Federal Reserve is, Warriors. JP Morgan was alleged to start rumors in 1929 to crash the economy. We're 100 years later right now, okay? And guess who saved the banks? The Federal Reserve. So what's happening right now, Warriors? We're moving into a central bank digital currency. Who's going to save the day again? The Federal Reserve. What they're going to do is they're going to increase inflation dramatically, okay? Interest rates are going to go up. Salaries aren't going to skyrocket. They're going to start tapering, okay? They're going to start tapering the bond purchases. The money flow is going to stop. The rich are going to get extremely rich, and the poor are going to get extremely poor. And those who held on like a tick on a dog in fundamental cryptocurrencies that are part of ISO 20022, Algorand, XLM, XRP, you guys know, we've seen this that sheet over and over again. The cryptocurrencies that are going to change the monetary system, I believe personally, not financial advice, are going to be the richest people in the world. Regulation is going to crush a lot of cryptocurrency. Not to fear this, Warriors. You just got to make sure you're in fundamental cryptocurrencies that actually have real world solve. It's not that they're going to ban cryptocurrencies. They're going to go away because they're already operating. Ethereum is operating in banks. People have built their protocols off of Ethereum. You have JPM coin that's already operating distributed ledger technology. XRP Ripple is operating in hundreds of banks worldwide. Whereas this is not going away. So stop focusing on the bull run or even bear market. Focus on a long-term fundamental strategy that can change your whole family's financial future. But most importantly, what you have to ask yourself in the process of becoming a millionaire, who are you becoming? That's what we teach in our Warrior Academy. You're not attached to your crypto portfolio. That's why we become wealthy, because we're not attached to the physical. We're attached to the internal, and we raise our internal vibration as high as possible, knowing that we're already wealthy. Because of that, we're able to attract the very things that we want. We make good decisions because we're operating at a high vibration. We're not operating out of scarcity and chasing the pump and dump and letting the market dictate our mood. We are rich. We are powerful. We are worthy. We are abundant, as are you, warriors. So, warriors, I believe XRP is going to change the world. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Warriors, I'm hanging on like a tick on a dog, because I believe this is going to be one of the biggest financial shifts in our history. So the question is, which train are you going to be on? Warriors, get your shit together. Let's go.
Well, look at the time. I'll try to keep this brief. After 28 years of peacock logos on much of what I own, it is my choice now to jump without a net into the great unknown, as I do for the first time in my 62 years. My biggest worry is for my country. The truth is, I'm not a liberal or a conservative. I'm an institutionalist. I believe in this place, and in my love of country, I yield to no one. But the darkness on the edge of town has spread to the main roads and highways and neighborhoods. It's now at the local bar and the bowling alley, at the school board and the grocery store, and it must be acknowledged and answered for. Grown men and women who swore an oath to our Constitution, elected by their constituents, possessing the kinds of college degrees I could only dream of, have decided to join the mob and become something they are not, while hoping we somehow forget who they were. They've decided to burn it all down with us inside. That should scare you to no end as much as it scares an aging volunteer fireman.